Good morning, everybody, and it's Marcy, and I'm here with day 2 of my elfdom for the Dearjuliejulie and Cara Brandon collaboration. Today, these are the pages I'll be working with. We've got these 2 pockets from Cara Brandon, and we've got all of these images and cards and tags from Dearjuliejulie. So I'm going to jump right in. I know what I want to do. Now it's just a matter of getting it done. So first I'm going to start with this Dearjuliejulie image. And I've already cut it down. What did I do with it? I've cut it down. I'm just simply going to make a flat paper clip with this. And the reason I'm starting with this is because I want it to have a chance to dry while I'm working on other things. And it won't take long because I'll be using Fabri-Tac. So I'm just using 2 tickets. I've got a small paper clip clipped over the top of one of them. And assuming my Fabri-Tac cooperates. And I'm sure many of you have seen this type of ticket made before. And I thought about doing it completely ahead of time because I know so many have seen it done before, but you never know. There could be somebody new watching. So I just clip that over, and now I'm using my Fabri-Tac to glue that down. And I'm very simply going to then glue this, however you want to look at it, the flat side of the ticket to the image or the image to the ticket. Oh, of course, I want to get it on there and get it on there straight. Okay. So just that simple. Just a quick flat paper clip. So I can set that aside and let it dry. Then the next thing I need to work on is I'm starting with this Cara Brandon pocket, and I've already cut it out. I've cut everything out, but I've deconstructed it. I've taken off this. I've taken off the rounded corners. It's not going to be a pocket. I did go ahead and cut that out. Then I've cut down some papers, just 3 sheets of paper that will go right inside there and make a little notebook. I figured, I really did think, okay, this part right here is going to be the biggest challenge, trying to get this done. I just don't think that's going to work. Okay, so go in with my scissors. It won't be as clean an edge, but that's okay, because I will disguise some of it by using a little distressing ink. Or, yeah. Okay. That was much easier. And I didn't do too bad a job. So let me just give this a little quick distressing. Okay, so I got the very edges of that paper just a little bit distressed around, just to slightly hide the imperfection of my cutting. And now I'm actually going to take these, probably need a paper clip, and I'm just going to bind this into a teeny tiny little notebook. And I'm not going to do any measuring or anything like that. I only put 3 sheets of paper in it. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Pull up my well-loved phone book. Alright, so I can put that aside, and I'm just going to throw a real quick, well, we'll see how quick, but a quick 3-hole pamphlet stitch in this. If you didn't want to take the time to do that, you could just as easily, if you've got a stapler that would reach, I'd really like to get one of those long reach staplers. I just haven't gotten one yet. But for stuff like this where I don't want to bend my pages, I don't want to have to curl my pages up to staple them, but for something like this, it would be so much easier just to be able to staple the hinges, or staple the center. All right. So just tie this off in a double knot. And I don't think I've already said it. This video will have some jumping around while I'm letting stuff dry. Okay. So that is done. Where's my bone folder? All right, so that part is done. Now, I think I'm actually going, well, for a minute, I'm going to continue working on this. So I've got this lace that I'm going to be putting down at the bottom, but I didn't want the top edge of that showing. So I've got this binding that I thought I would fold, just put over the top. And it just does add just one more thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on that so it can dry. Okay, did it get the other side, or I think it'll get the other side. All right. So we're going to give that just a second to dry. And while that's drying, I'm taking this pocket, and again, I've already got it cut out. The inside is white, so I did back that with some coffee dyed paper. And what I'm going to do is, I want a hinge on this. So I've got a 1-inch wide piece of paper, the same length as the pocket. Yeah, that'll work. And I just folded it in half. So what I want to do is I want to glue that down. And of course I hadn't even opened my art glitter glue yet, so it's, I think I need to clean the glue tip. Okay, so I'm going to glue this side to what will be the inside of the pocket. And my other side is free, the other side of my hinge. And I think that's going to need to be trimmed off just a hair shade. And now, here I've got these, the flaps. I'm actually going to glue them on the inside. I think they're meant to be wrapped around, but for this one, I'm actually going to create the pocket by gluing these down on the inside. Sorry, if I keep moving out of frame, I apologize. That. Okay, now we're gonna come over here and get this one glued. And I'm trying to get my glue as close to the edges as possible. Because I don't want those to interfere with it, what I'll be putting in the pockets. So now I'm just gonna take my rewards card and try to be sure everything is gluing down, but not sticking where I don't want it to stick. All right. So that appears to be doing well. So now, what am I going to do next? Okay, let's come back over to this. I'm going to open, oh, no, I'll leave it closed. Okay, I want my lace to go here, and I do want it to hang down beyond the bottom edge. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, but I'm not going to put glue all the way up to the top yet. I just want to get this, I want to leave a little bit there so I can slide stuff under it. See, I thought all this through. I'd kind of laid things out and figured out what I wanted to do, but then when it comes to recording and actually doing it, it's like, okay, now, how did I want that? And how did I think I was going to do that? And, all right, so I want my lace about right there. while that is setting up, I'm going to got one of Dear Julie's little Santa images. And I want it tucked in. Just want that corner tucked just beneath the edge of that trim. Okay, and I've got one of Dear Julie's postage stamps. And the same thing, I want it tucked just actually, I think I wanted it beneath the Santa. I wonder if I can. Okay, that worked. Got lucky on that one. Okay, and then I've got this little button, because I loved the buttons that were down here, but I knew with what I wanted to do, I was going to have to lose them. So I thought I would just put a real one on. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Just put my little button there. All right. Now I'm going to set that aside for just, I know I need to trim off some of my lace, but I'm going to set that aside and let everything dry for a second. And I'm going to come back over here to this pocket. And I've got some of Dear Julie's holly that I wanted to put right there. And I'm actually going to pop it up. I'm going to use some of my, just a tiny piece of my foam tape. Just to pop it up a little bit to give it a little extra dimension. I don't know how my fingers already got so gluey. I normally have gluey fingers by the end of the day, but I normally don't have them quite this early. Okay. So just pop that holly up just a little, or yeah, that holly a little bit. And that's honestly all I'm going to do to the front of that envelope or that pocket. I love that image. I love the way it's laid out, and I really don't, like I said, I did want to put the holly there instead of the bow, but that was all. Okay. Then let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and trim the excess off my lace. Okay. Now, what I want to do, here's what I have envisioned, and this was the part that I could not do ahead of time. I want to clean up that lace a little more. All right. I want this on the back of the pocket. But I also wanted to create a pocket. See, this is why I wanted the thumb hole, because I wanted the back of this pocket, the fa la 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 la. I wanted that to show through. So, what I'm going to do is, here's what I'm going to attempt to do. We're going to see how this works out. I'm going to go around 3 edges, leaving the top open. Okay. All right. Now. I want this lined up with the top. Okay, so we've got everything glued down and glued together, and we still have the hinge. And my thought was, trying to find a blank page. My initial thought was to put it down this way and have this side up and then have it flip over. But I think what I'm going to do is put it down this way. I think I like this better, actually. Then we've got the little notebook with the pocket here. And then we flip it over and we've got another pocket on the back side with our hinge here glued down, holding it all on the page. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, so we've got the paper clip, and I do have 2 of Dear Julie Julie's postcards that I thought would go, and I thought color-wise, this one would go well here. Then when we flip over, this one could go here. And I've just left the journal cards very simple because I've already got quite a bit going on. Then the paper clip, I thought, could go right here in the center, attached to the inside of the pocket, just to keep the notebook from moving around, flopping over when you turn it open. So then when it's hinged to the page, if you've got the paper clip on there, you can just flip it over and get to your other pocket. So that's it, guys. That's day 2 of my elfdom. I'm really pleased with this. I knew what idea I wanted, but I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. Before I let you go, all the information you need, Cara and Julie's Etsy shops, their YouTube channels of the other elves, are all in the description box below. Please be sure to check everything out. Use hashtag 12 Days of Digis 2020 to find any other videos or information that I may have missed. And at the end of the video, I will have my playlist of the things I'm making for 12 days. Until next time, please be safe, stay healthy, happy crafting, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.